Our job as your sales agent is to make sure that we get the best possible price for your property.
Taking advice from your agent is really important. You want to speak to somebody who's got a good understanding of the local market and will honestly let you know what you should achieve for your property. When we're pricing our properties, we take a look at what's sold locally in the area and try and compare that to what is currently on the market and what is receiving a lot of interest. Having a good volume of interest is really important because then you've got that competitive purchasers that are willing to put forward a good offer to secure it.
So it's really important that you present your property in the right light. Even small things like kind of tucking all the children's toys in a cupboard, making the property feel spacious is really, really important.
Property is emotional and property is personal. Make sure that first 30-40 seconds of a viewing, there is nothing negative to see.
We use professional photographers and the virtual tours and the floor plans, and it really helps to guide people when they come to visit. They have already got a good idea of what your property is like, and they shouldn't be disappointed then when they come through the door.
Part of the buying process and the selling process is to have an EPC against the property. That is an energy performance certificate which tells any prospective purchasers how energy efficient your home is. So if you've got a good energy performance rating, you are going to attract more buyers because we're all more aware of energy costs. To improve your EPC, there are some very simple things that you can do. Changing light bulbs, believe it or not, ensuring that the loft insulation is at the right levels and that you've got good quality double glazing. So selling a property isn't an overnight process. You realistically ought to be thinking of about a 12-week timescale, and that's to get the conveyancing completed and all of the other legal work, as well as finding the right buyer and everything else that's contained within.
Once the initial paperwork has gone out to both solicitors notifying them of the agreed sale, then those solicitors will raise searches on the properties. In the meantime, the mortgage, if the buyer has a mortgage, then they should be sending a surveyor to come and check that the property is mortgageable, and you also may receive an additional survey on your property if the buyer is looking for that.
The key thing for both the buyer and the seller is that they are getting regular contact from the estate agents to advise them that things are going well. And at Belvoir, you'll be told weekly where we're up to, because we will engage with both sets of solicitors to make sure that the sale process is going as planned.
It's really important that you've got an agent that's on the ball with any chains surrounding your property at sale or onward purchase.
The conveyancing part of the process is incredibly important. Your solicitor or conveyancer is there to make sure that they cover off or unearth any risks that might be involved within that transaction.
It's also important that you prepare your solicitor and you provide them with all their documents that they require as quickly and as efficiently as you can to keep the process moving forward. When it comes to planning your move out, make sure that you've taken stock of what you've got in your sheds and your loft and all these sorts of areas, because they're often the last places that get emptied and can hold things up on key handover day.
Read your meters so that you don't get charged for any usage that isn't yours. You need to make sure that you leave keys, and a nice to do would be to label them up so that the new owner knows exactly which key is for which door. A nice tip also, because it just finishes off that relationship beautifully, is to leave a little card perhaps for the new entrants and perhaps some tips about the area if they are moving from afar.